Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be reading to you Pendrive Azul, and you can see I'm going to just play like a bit stuff from this media source here, but enough about that. I will on to reading it now. Hello, my name is Gonzalo, and I'm going to tell you something horrible that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I couldn't keep it to myself any longer, so I decided to write it down and so I can maintain my sanity and know what happened was true. It all started on one night. When I received an unexpected visit from a friend at my house. His face was pale, his body was shivering nonstop. His right hand held a blue pen drive that he slowly brought to my face. "Take it," he whispered. I obeyed him with terror. I put the blue flash drive in my pocket. Immediately, my friend put his hands to his face and began to cry silently. His cries became louder and louder until they became screams of agony. I was terrified and tried to ask him what was happening. He suffered for a few seconds on the ground and then fell to the floor. I screamed for help until my mother answered me. The rest I prefer not to remember. The day of the funeral was one of the saddest I've ever experienced. Seeing my friend's entire family cry for him just destroyed me inside. The autopsy said that the cause of death had been an epileptic attack. They never asked me for my version of the story. I never knew why. When I got home, I locked myself in my bedroom and started crying, replaying the moment of his death over and over. Then I remembered the pen drive. I quickly checked the basket of dirty clothes, and looked in my pocket in my pants I used that day. And then I found the pen drive. Okay. At first I hesitated to connect it to the computer, and to this day I very much regret having done so. I felt totally terrified, but I decided to see what this thing was hiding. I turned on my computer, and as soon as it loaded, I quickly connected the pen drive to the slot. A window appeared saying that the pen drive had a file. It was a document written in a language I still cannot decipher. I opened it without thinking. The document contained a file named Sonic the Hedgehog. Hedgehog. I noticed the name was misspelled, but I couldn't process it in my mind. I double-clicked the file and an error message appeared. I don't remember exactly what it said. I only remember saying that it said something about the file not existing. I felt a little relief. And then I remembered the name was wrong. More than once I've managed to fix the file by correcting the name. So I added an E in the word hedgehog. The file allowed me to correct the name, leaving it as sonicthehedgehog.exe. That's when I remembered that my dead friend loved Sonic the Hedgehog. I was terrified at the assimilation of things, but I was reassured by the fact that this was the friendly flu character. I double-clicked on the newly renamed file. The screen went completely black. Then a few seconds later, text appeared at the bottom right of the screen saying loading. With three ellipses that appeared and disappeared in frequency. "This is a freaking game," I exclaimed. I don't know how to feel about this. I waited for it to load. and the edge of the screen completely changed to a completely colorful 16-bit Sonic Green Hill background with the Sonic the Hedgehog logo moving his finger like in the classic, along with the typical music. For a moment, I believed that the issue of the Pendrive had nothing to do with the death of my friend, until I saw the fine print of the main menu, where it should say the company of Sega and the other credits. Everything was written in what seems to be the same strange language which the document that had inside of it was written. A chill ran through me. I decided to press the enter button. The name of the level, Green Hill Zone, with the same music from the original game. The level began. I moved left and right with the arrow keys on the keyboard. I could jump with the space bar. I held down the right key to advance. Sonic ran completely normal. Then the strange thing happened when I collided with an enemy. In the original game, if you collided with a badnik, rings would come out of Sonic in the form of damage. But this time, that didn't happen. Instead of rings, they were some very strange red square-shaped objects came out. My optimistic mind thought this was a simple bug, but deep down inside, I knew it wasn't a good sign. I kept going until I finished the level. The next one, where the title of the level should have been displayed, was in the same strange language I mentioned twice before. This time, the background was not normal. It was a slowly moving blood red. That's when I got scared. I pressed the escape button, but the game wouldn't close, so I tried Control-Alt-Delete. That didn't work either. I got desperate. The image distorted. Violently, a flash appeared. A light blinked very quickly. It paralyzed me. I could not move or close my eyes. I could only see the horrible things that were happening on screen. Woman's screams began to sound. Excessively disturbing. Well, Sonic's face was crying blood. I was shown close up while a text that said "RIP" appeared everywhere. The screams did not stop. In fact, they became louder and louder. I started to cry, but without being able to move, my eyes were simply watering. Later, I decided to shiver. I will end up like him, I thought, completely terrified. The screen turned black, the scream stopped. I struggled to move, but it was in vain. A huge number 10 written in red came out of the black screen. Then it changed to 9, to 8, to 7. I have to get out of here, I thought, unable to move. 6, 5. With my greatest effort, I managed to move a finger. Then my head, then my arms, and then my entire body. The count was 2. I jumped to the floor to cover my head as if a shooting was involved. For a moment, I heard a horrible woman's scream, similar to those that sound in those horror jokes on the internet, but this was scarier, and worse still, it prolonged. I quickly disconnected the computer cable and took out the pen drive and stomped it until it was completely destroyed. The nightmare was over. Even so, I couldn't stop shivering. I dried my tears and left the computer room. I never told anyone until now. Maybe I should forget it. Sometimes I think I shouldn't expose my life out of a simple curiosity. It's not worth it, but there is one thing I'm sure of. Whatever happened after that countdown, I don't want to know. This was made by Sonic PRU003. At least, like, translated. And don't worry, I'm going to record video games soon. This is just something I wanted to do. As like a little buffer. The original creepypasta in Spanish is made by Sinous. I am terribly sorry if I butchered that. I will put the Vibing Leaf game in the description. Just know if you're prone to seizures, do not play that game. It will definitely give you a seizure. It has flashing lights and flashing lights to color. I do not want you guys to get hurt, and if you are prone to seizures, or if, especially if you don't know that you're prone to seizures, like, I would go to a doctor even to check if you're like prone to seizures. Like, if you have a history of being prone to seizures, do not play this game. If you don't know if you're prone to seizures, do not play this game until you get confirmation that you aren't prone to seizures. I do not want this game to hurt you. This game can literally hurt you. This wasn't Vibing Leaf's intent, but it follows the story pretty well with an extra zone thrown in. So this has been a reading of Pendrive Azul. There is a game link in the description. And just so you know, this actually came out before Sonic.exe, so just set that in your mind. The creator had absolutely no idea, JC had absolutely no idea that this thing existed, because it wasn't translated to English then, I think. Because they haven't said anything about, I'm pretty sure they said that they don't know anything about didn't know anything about the creepypasta at the time of making Sonic.exe. Again, I'm not going to, for the tier list video, if the tier list video didn't make it, it's still on my board of ideas. So, fear not. For everyone that wanted to have the tier list video, you are going to get it. Maybe pretty soon, actually, after this. I don't know. But I'm hoping the media source wasn't too loud for you guys. This was a good read, too. I changed a few words. It isn't like there was any bad grammar in it. I just need to add a couple things. The, English translation is in the description along with the Vibing Leaf game. So I hope you all have a great day. And I hope to see you later. And goodbye. Stay safe.